Are you struggling when it comes to prospecting? Do you find that you get ignored way more than not? If that's the case, you definitely want to stick around, as today I'm going to be sharing 5 prospecting mistakes to avoid, and I'm also going to be telling you ways on how to correct those, so a better way to do it. So let's go ahead and hop straight into this. So the first one is don't go straight for the pitch. And what I mean by going for the straight pitch is just automatically hitting them with some type of link saying, hey, so-and-so, I don't know if you've seen my post with so-and-so company and it's ground floor and it's totally awesome. I think it would be a great fit for you, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. The vast majority of the people who I sent that to never responded. Or I got a lot of no thanks or blah, blah, blah. And so it's very ineffective, okay? So here's how to correct that. What I would do is, instead of sending somebody a message just going straight for the pitch, what you want to do is just reach out, make a friend, start asking some questions, because the best thing you can do to get people more receptive and open is to ask them questions and talk about them. See if you can find a need with some of the questions you ask, because you'd be surprised if you would just ask questions and do less talking and more listening. People open up. They're going to tell you their problems if you'll just listen. Start making it more about them and less about you. Here is the second big prospecting mistake, and that is you being the one to explain everything to your prospect. So you find out somebody's open to hearing about your product, your service, your opportunity, and guess what happens? You do all the explaining. You do all the talking. When you are the one explaining everything, you have to put yourself in the shoes of your prospect. So if you're the one explaining everything to them, they're probably going to be in their head thinking, oh my gosh, if I decide to join this, guess what? I'm going to have to know all this information, and it's just too much. Also, when you talk too much, most of the time you're going to end up talking yourself right out of a sale, right out of a would-be prospect, would-be customer. So here's what I would recommend. Instead of you being the one to explain everything, what you want to do, start using tools and resources. So if somebody's open, what you'll want to do is point them to a video that explains it for you. It creates a lot more duplication. It keeps you from jibber jabbering too much. And in the eyes of your prospect, they're thinking, well, I can send somebody to a video too. Then what you want to do is, when you find out, okay, they're open, here's what you say. Awesome. So how soon would you be able to watch a 10-minute video, or however long your video is? And again, set that follow-up. So if somebody says, hey, I can watch it tonight at, 7 o'clock, what you'll want to do is, awesome, I'll just give you a call or follow back up with you around 7:15. Sound good? So you're automatically setting that follow-up. You're setting the expectation instead of just shooting them a video and then you're sitting here wondering, well, when do I follow up? Set the follow-up before you send them that video or in the same message. And also, if you're sitting here thinking, well, I don't have a video, go to your upline, search on YouTube, or if you still can't find one, guess what? Create your own. The third prospecting mistake to avoid is being addicted to the outcome. Have you ever been addicted to the outcome? You get people who say no, and then it just sucks the life out of you, and it just takes the wind right out of your sails. Can you relate to that? But here's the thing. You have got to stop being addicted to the outcome. One of the greatest phrases or quotes that was spoken to me is, when it comes to prospecting, look for people who are looking for you. Don't be addicted to the outcome. There's going to be way more people who are not interested in what you have to offer than are. That's totally cool. Guess what? You've made a friend, or you've reconnected with somebody, and guess what? Later on down the road, their situation may change. The fourth prospecting mistake to avoid is convincing. That's a big mistake. If somebody says, oh, I just don't think it's for me, but why? This is a ground floor opportunity. It is awesome. You are going to be missing out. You go into convincing mode. And that is seriously the worst thing you could do, because when you start convincing, it makes you look desperate desperate and needy, which becomes very unattractive. Okay. And another quote I heard to go along with this prospecting mistake is one that I heard from Ray Higdon. I think this is a quote from somebody else, but I originally heard it from him. The quote is, "A person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still." So even if you convince them to join your opportunity, if they don't see the vision, they don't see it for themselves, they don't believe it, they're never going to do anything with it, and you've just wasted time. And I'm telling you, in the past, like, I have totally convinced people to join, and guess what they did? Not a nothing. And yeah, so I don't convince. If somebody says, I just don't think it's for me, totally cool. The best thing you can do is have posture. You have to believe that even if somebody else doesn't see the vision, like, you're not going to let it stop you. That's on them. Like, they're the ones missing out, not you. So you keep looking, have posture, believe in what you're doing, and keep moving on. So this is my fifth and final prospecting mistake, and that is to not learn marketing. If you get a message from somebody that you don't know, what do you typically do before you respond to them? Chances are you're going to go and you're going to check out their profile. You're going to try to find out some information on them. So if you aren't learning marketing and all you're doing is your social media profile is nothing but a pitch fest, and your fan page is nothing but a big infomercial for how awesome it is and how awesome your company is and your products are, and join me because we're awesome, and there's no value, then guess what happens? The people you're reaching out to, even if what you're saying in that initial message has them to be more receptive, if they go and check you out and they see that you're nothing but a pitch person, then they're going to think, what's she going to pitch me? And they're probably not going to respond to you. So the best thing you can do to correct that is really start learning how to market effectively in a way that you can start generating leads so that you can become the hunted versus the hunter. Okay. So those are the top 5 biggest prospecting mistakes to avoid. Hope you guys got some value from this today. Again, feel free to share out the replay, and I will be back on to give you more tips to help you grow your business. So have an awesome day. Bye.